Hello teachers, this is the instructional guide for term 2, week 9, right, for primary 2. And there are going to be 3 booklets. The first booklet is the one that was half done last lesson. I know that some teachers have gone ahead, right, to assign it as the entire thing as homework. But whether the student have completed everything or not, okay, it'd be good for you to make use of this class to go through the word problem questions, right? And the word problem questions that I'm referring to will be from page, let's see, page 11 onwards, right? From page 11 onwards. So you might want to pick a few questions. For students who have not done this yet, right? Please model, take them through how to draw the timeline. For students who have already done it, but you notice that either they get it, they did it wrongly, or they have not used the timeline method, please make sure that they do it. Okay, so model this for them, right? And then make sure that they are able to draw it because it's important for the subsequent lessons. So in this case, if you look at it, Gary started reading a book in the library at 1:25 p.m. He finished at reading the book 3 p.m. How long does it take? So we get them draw a straight line, right? And then we do the starting time 1:25, ending time 3 p.m. All right, and remind them that, okay, since you know, we always try to, if let's say I mean, in this case, right, what they can do is they add on, right, 1 hour, right, and then until they reach 3 p.m. So in this case, 1:25, right, you plus another 1 hour, right? The next time that they should write is 2:25. All right, then ask them, right, can you add another hour, right? Would that be before 3 p.m.? Right? Then they realize that it's 3:25 p.m. so they cannot, right? So they'll stop there, right? And after that, they find out the missing, or rather, you know, this portion here, right? From 1:25 to 2:25, what's the duration? From 2:25 to 3 p.m. Okay, so that's the idea of getting them to do the timeline. Okay, so make sure that they are able to do at least one on their own. All right, after that, you need not really assign this, reassign this as homework. All right, just collect them and we'll mark the rest and so on. Okay, so as long as they are able to do one on their own during class. You might want to try something a bit more complex. So for in this case, right, note that it is adding 1 hour. Then after that, okay, the student cannot get go to 5:45. Right, sorry, 5:45 to 6:45. They cannot add another hour. So they need to, the next checkpoint, right, would be the nearest hour, right, after 5:45, which is 6 p.m. So I always tell them, okay, 5:45 p.m. What is the next o'clock, right? Is it 6 o'clock or 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock? So you should be able to know that 6 o'clock, that's 6 p.m. So after that, they figure out the duration of each of this segment, and then they add up together. Okay, so make sure that they are able to do at least the harder question. Now, there are some questions that are a bit different below, so I would suggest that you do one with them, 1 or 2 with them, and that is the fast and slow, right? How many minutes fast? There's 2 clocks here. One shows the actual time, one shows the clock A. Okay, so they got the piece out. Clock A is 10:30, actual time is 10:20. So you got to ask them, so which clock is wrong? Of course, obviously clock A is wrong, right? Because actual time, that means it's correct. So 10:20. So what does that mean, right? If the actual time is 10:20, the clock is showing 10:30. Is it faster or slower? All right. So answer is faster, right? So 10 minutes fast, and then do one that is slower with them. Okay. So yeah. All right. So make sure that that you manage to go through at least these 2 key segments, and after that we can move on to the next booklet, right? Which is, the next one would be okay, converting time. All right, so for converting time, this is a very important segment. So start by telling them or introducing the concept of what 1 hour equals 60 minutes. You can actually use the analog clock that you used previously, right? And show them how when a minute move around the clock, right? 60 movements, right? Each movement is 1 minute. It'll give you 1 hour. Okay, so good to use that to reinforce their understanding. Okay. After that, All right, you can get them list out. So 1 hour equals 60 minutes, so it's 2 hours. Now, I wouldn't suggest that you use multiplication to teach them at this point in time. All right, they may know that 2 times 6 equals 12, but at this point in time, right, to get them to understand 2 times 60 equals 120, some may get it, some don't. So I'd rather that you go do it this way: 1 hour equals 60 minutes, right? 2 hours, you add an hour, will be 60 plus 60, 120. And then 2 hour plus another 60, right? 60 minutes plus another hour, 60 minutes, that'll be 180. Okay, get them to write along the side of the book as well. Because later on, right, the questions, when it goes more than 1 hour, they can actually use this information, right, to help them out. Okay. Okay, so the idea of doing this is breaking the hours and minutes apart first. Okay, so 3 hours, 35 minutes. You can draw it on the board if you like, right, on the screen, right? It's broken up into 3 hours and 35 minutes. So 3 hours is 180. 180 plus 35 would be 215. Okay, same here, right? The concept. Okay, this is a word problem, right? Start introducing to them the concept of word problem as well. And after that, you can get them to do the guided practice. Okay, please get them to complete all the guided practice. You might want to do the first few with them, then subsequently see whether they are able to do on their own. All right, this is time for you to walk around and guide them if necessary. Now, if you feel that your students are not so ready to do on their own yet, it is actually okay, right? We have enough time for this session. Please continue to model, right, and show them how to do this. Okay, then after that, you can get them to do some guided questions here. Now, this is the part where you can get them to write out, right? 1 hour equals how many minutes, right? So it's actually plus 60. So they need no concept. It's plus 60. You might want to do the first A, B, and C with them. After that, get them to complete the rest, right? And then later on for the questions that we see later, they can actually refer to this page so that they know that, oh, 9 hours is 540 minutes and so on, okay? For example, all right? So these are some questions that are already done. So perhaps get them to do questions such as this with 3 hours, right? To get them break up, right? This is to test that they're able to do it on their own. So for example, 3 hours, 10 minutes, right? You break it up into 3 hours and 10 minutes. And what is 3 hours equals? So they can actually refer to, you can tell them that you can actually refer to page 6, all right? And then after that, let's see, now it's converting back into hours. So this one may be a bit challenging, right? Here, what happens here is, first of all, you got to ask them 100 minutes, all right? Let's see what it can be broken up into. So this is the concept that they may find a bit more challenging. But you may always refer to this page, or you can write on the board for them to look at it. So let's take a look. 100 minutes, right? Can you break up 100 minutes into 120 or 180? They will know that you can't, right? Because 60 is the biggest you can go. So 100 minus 60 means that, right? It is broken up into 60 minutes and then 40 minutes. 60 minutes equals 1 hour, right? So they do it this way. Okay, you get the idea. Then get them to try something like this. So what about 160 minutes, right? Again, you can go back to the list there. Okay, can they break it up into 1 hour? For example, can they break it up into 1 hour, 80 minutes, right? No, you can't, right? 100, if it is 60 minutes, right? Maybe too small. So to figure out that, okay, you can break up 160 to 120 and 40. Okay. So use this method to work with them. And so this is for the, let me see. This is for the second booklet, right? And then we move on to the third booklet. Okay, so the third booklet, right, is a lot of practice involved. Okay, just want to make sure that I'm showing you the right thing. Okay, the third booklet is a lot of practice involved. So again, you can, so make use of this chance for them to do a few more. However, all right, I would rather skip the questions, skip all first page 1, 2, and 3, and go straight into word problems. All right, please show them how to tackle the straight word problems. Okay, so definitely page 4, right? Get them to do at least one question there, right? Show them how to do it. Then perhaps one question on their own. Okay, and then page 6, 3A. right? You should show them how to do this as well. How long, right? The duration. Okay, so you can see the difference. This one is about in minutes. This is in terms of hours and minutes. Okay, so please get them to read the question well here. It is asking for minutes, it means minutes, right? So they don't need to split it into hours and minutes. But if it is in terms of hours and minutes, right, then they got to split up into hours and minutes here. Okay. For the word problem, right, emphasize, for example, this one here, start time, end time. Okay, please emphasize on the need to draw bar model. Sorry, not bar model, I said it wrongly, timeline. Okay, timeline, right? So this is more practice for them. Now, yeah, so I would say maybe spend a bit more time to work through a few questions, and then the rest can be assigned as homework. Okay. All right. That's it for now. Hope you enjoy teaching this lesson. A bit challenging for some students who are not very conscious of time. So please make sure that you help them, you guide them through this. Okay. Thank you very much. That's it for today.